Hello to my Virgos. All right, Virgos, let's get into it. Let's see what kind of week you're going to have this week upcoming for the 7th of April through the 14th. Let's get into it. As everybody's confidence level is building, and also in terms of just creativity, like what are you going to, because a light is shining on everyone's creativity, right? So a lot of people are kind of going back in their mind thinking, you know what? I did say I want to write that book, or I wanted to start this class, or I want to do something. I want to create. I want to use my time wisely. I want to create. So, what are you using your time to create for? All right, what are you using your time to create? So, um, how are you using your time to create? Because the past could always try to pull you back into a dark place. Something can be pulling you back into a dark place based on something that you did before to pull someone else into a dark space. Whether you knew what you were doing or didn't know, or something could be pulling you back into a dark space. So what creative energy does Source want my Virgos to flow through right now? So what creative energy wants to flow through my Virgos right now, Source? Okay. All right, let's set the tone. There is greatness inside of me. So someone is very creative, very, very creative. And this is reconnecting with something that reconnecting with the creator inside of you, but also seeing the creator in other energies. Remember, your sign rules sixth house. Sixth house is all about health, work habits, daily routines, fitness, pets, service to others, your diet, spiritual practices. And so as we move forward in your confidence level is when this what happens every cycle, gearing up for the full moon. We're going to have a pink moon this full moon, and that pink moon is rose colored glasses coming off. I think you guys' video is up over on the Patreon side. I know there's at least 6 videos already filmed over there. So the videos over here, just FYI, the videos over here are gonna if you're new to my channel, welcome. Coming back, welcome back. We were putting a lot of bonus videos, requested bonus videos over here on this side, but it's been throwing the algorithms off crazy. So they're gonna go back over on the membership side or over on the Patreon side, so it doesn't mess up the algorithms anymore. So just FYI. There's greatness in you. So a lot of people are going to be feeling very creative, like really tapping to that creativity, feeling a lot more confidence around that creativity. It can look like in the clothes that you wear, just your confidence level. So what are you going to do with it? Light side or dark side of it? We're talking about duality. Let's get into it. All right, create up your cards. Somebody's going to be surrendering to source. Surrendering to source. Because you've already surrendered to, energies who kept you in the dark about some things, right? You've already done that before. So this is the Queen of Cups. Somebody is now in this very compassionate space, wanting to just live a much softer life. You know what? I'm surrendering to source. And greatness inside of me. When I go into hermit mode, using my water to cleanse off my own swords. You wake up from my own nightmares. So somebody is going into hermit mode and ending your own nightmares. Ending your own nightmare. Waking up from your own nightmares. Right? So you'll be getting some good news about something. You're going to get a message about some good news coming your way. You got some good news coming your way, but somebody's going to come away from energies who have kept you in the dark, in the past about what they created. And they were ruthless about it. But you're free. So you are showing a lot more compassion towards yourself, others. You're using this extra water, this time to create, time in hermit mode to cleanse off your own deep sword wounds. Doing your own cleansing. So to recognize, reconnect with the greatness in you. A lot of people have books in them that they haven't written yet. You're learning how to see something from a higher frequency. Something from a higher frequency. About somebody saying something about two energies who love each other. These two energies who love each other. Just one immature comment about somebody from an older energy could cause somebody just nightmares, just create just all kinds of nightmares, spiral out of control. People don't know whether it's true or false. Just taking something and running, something just go like wildfire. And somebody's learning how to see something, what people use their time in their hermit mode to create. You're now seeing it's a choice. What are you using your time to create? So here's a Tower. Somebody's having a total recall of something, a total recall of some things, and this is Tower. So Tower card speaks to the first house and the 8th house. First house is about personality, temperament, appearances, self-image, first impressions, self-awareness, outlook on life. Like you first meet someone, you first see someone through the lens of your eyes. You may have an impression, your first impression. That's the first house, first impression, right, of a person. You may see, like in this picture right here, looks like a woman and a young man. Somebody may have an image of some people, right? Have some kind of image. Somebody may look at these interviews and say, oh, he's a mama's boy. Or she's a daddy's girl. Or, oh, they might be that must be a nightmare. It must be a nightmare because based on past experiences that may be dealing with a mama's boy or something. If you're talking to somebody and oh, that's a mama's boy, he probably can't do it for himself. What about just somebody who loves somebody and loves somebody deep and know what's out here in the world and trying their best to help somebody? So somebody could be connecting with someone who you could be a mom or a dad of the opposite sex, where people have jumped to conclusions about you and them, your relationship with them, right? And created all kinds of nightmares. And now they're saying it's two sides of the sword and all this craziness, but they were ruthless. The option is always to vibrate high and show compassion. This right here is Tower card, because there was some kind of an obsession with creating something, some kind of an obsession. 8th house is about renewal, sexuality, death, transformation, finances, inheritance, loans, occult, mystery, intimacy. Somebody was literally obsessed with creating something, causing somebody to go through a rebirth, causing a complete nightmare for two energies. And here's where things get crazy. You're having a total recall of a dream that you had. We're talking about somebody has a gift. You have you get downloads, so you get emotional downloads. So that's where the greatness in you comes in. This is where a lot of people. I heard an artist give an interview on I don't know the name of the show. I think it's a podcast or something, but he was talking about how like every time his wife or girlfriend or so significant, I'm gonna say significant other, was pregnant, his mom or his aunt called and said they had a dream about lobster or fish or crabs or something like that. They had they had a dream about that, which is not uncommon. I mean, by now the whole world has heard about that. But somebody used their time to create nightmares. Yeah, use their time to create nightmares. And this is what you have in common with somebody. They were ruthless, absolutely ruthless, with energies who are free. you know, who are free-spirited energies. They were ruthless. So, so I'm seeing somebody may have to, either you're planting new seeds somewhere else. This may be something, a way that you kind of sort of get your downloads, maybe through gardening. This is you, Seven of Pentacles here. You may garden. Maybe that's maybe how you get your downloads. Maybe that's part of your gifts. Maybe you use, that's your time to create. Maybe you plant seeds to grow, you know, getting in preparation. I don't know if you're growing your own food, or plenty of people are getting into growing their own foods now, even creating like the small gardens, like on their patios or their decks, or maybe if you have a small backyard or something like that, people are growing their own food. But that's what somebody is now getting ready to start learning how to do, instead of just getting your downloads, so that you can, that's going to be your way of almost like cleansing off your own past nightmares. Just using your time wisely, your time to create something, you know, instead of aligning yourself with energies who have a God complex, who feel like it's something is their way or the highway. A very unhealthy, wounded way that's going to add to your nightmares and cause you to be under judgment. So Source is saying to you, you're learning how to see something from a higher frequency. You're learning how to see something from a much higher frequency. And how to save yourself by not just going along with the flow and just showing basic human compassion. It's like you want somebody to show compassion for you. So there is greatness inside of you. So that's what Source is saying. If you love, you're ruled by sixth house. Sixth house again is health, work habits. Somebody may be growing their money from gardening. Maybe you have your own garden. Maybe you have maybe you have your own. I posted something on my community page for one of the collectives in the community. It's a couple, husband and wife team. They have their own, they grow their own herbs and things like that. They sell them out. But yeah, maybe that's something that you're doing, like growing your own fruits and veggies, selling them at a, you know, farmer's market or something. Somebody could be into that kind of thing. Growing your own herbs and spices. That's what's going to help grow somebody's money. That's how somebody's going to save themselves from people who jump to conclusions and feel like it's their duty to bring judgment down on other people when you don't know whether something is a lie or the truth. It's just somebody that you had an emotional connection with. Assume that, you know, that's how you're going to save yourself. You're going from 0 to 1,000. It's sitting down somewhere and closing out a cycle through prayer and meditation. Somebody went from 0 to 1,000 like they were on a jet. That's what this right here, 8 of Wands, is like. Two energies said something, took off like a rocket. Two energies said something. It's like somebody put a blowtorch in somebody's back and they just took off with something. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles here. Somebody went in right into studying 8 hours a day. When again, 8 hours could be used into mastering something. 8 hours could be used into mastering this. There's greatness inside of you. So that's how somebody's going to save themselves. And like I said, somebody's going to save themselves and use their time to create. Yeah. Somebody was baited into something. Somebody was baited into some kind of a lie. And baited into some kind of a lie. And that you have that in common with someone. Somebody was baited into a lie. And so you're not going back to something. As far as two energies are concerned, two types of energies are concerned, when it comes to two types of energies, you're like, okay, somebody tell you something, just take off, like, just take off, like somebody just put I don't know what happened here. The source is saying, moving forward, moving forward, you're seeing something from a higher frequency in terms of just how you can grow your money by putting your energy. This is an energy planet, putting all of your energy towards rising above who you think is judging you, right? Because there's greatness in you, using all of your energy. You and somebody using all your energy, not falling for the okie doke, falling for some kind of bait, and saying, okay, let me put my 8 hours into, I don't know, creating something. Creating something that's going to save you from drama, I guess. Yeah, towards your future. Yeah, towards your future. Yeah, towards your future. All right, so let's see. Let's close this out. So yeah, so your confidence level is building. I'm telling you, somebody's about to get back into doing some things that you love to do that you may have even forgotten all about it. Like you may have forgotten, like, you know what? I remember I used to love doing this. I used to love doing that. There is money in that. And when you're on that particular frequency, you'll be surprised at like what pops up on social media. So let's say, for instance, you're on that frequency of gardening, right? You're saying, okay, well, let me get back into gardening. Let me get back out into nature, planting trees, whatever it is you're doing, right? Those videos will pop up. They will pop up on social media. Yeah, so here we have karma. So there's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. Can't be addressed in the current life. So, again, there's greatness inside of you. So the source wants you to come out of some kind of a karmic cycle and think about your future. Come out of a karmic cycle and think about your future. Somebody start telling somebody it was a nightmare and you don't have all the full everything and you just take off like a rocket. Here we have watch a movie. So that's also, the source could be getting you a message through a movie as well. So it's going to be getting you a message through a movie as well. It looks like somebody was playing on you and someone's mental health. That's what this is. That's what water is. Somebody created something because they knew you may have been having nightmares about something. They could have found out about something because we've seen this fire here, right? So how much somebody could have had like 7 or 8 years, or you're about to close out a cycle, like in terms of, here we have fire. So fire could mean like you got to rub dry materials together like to create a fire. So something that would oppose, like war, some kind of war, or like somebody is a warrior, rather than a prayer warrior, like fighter or something like that. Maybe you're in the military or law enforcement or something. Something is coming to an end for you, and somebody was playing on someone's mental health to create a nightmare for somebody. Somebody who was trying to create a future for them and someone else in a very healthy way, very clear way. So behold beauty. Behold beauty. All right. Okay, so yeah, behold beauty here. So when you insist that the world is hostile and others are your enemies, don't be surprised that it is so. Self-fulfilling prophecies fortunately work both ways. So this is how somebody is going to, when you're closing out one cycle of your life, this is 7 of Pentacles, this is how you create bonds with people who are being honest with you, who have, this is how people find out what pack people are running with. Or people who are clear with you. They're very clear with you in how they may have created income for themselves, or created this new sense of self for themselves. If you've talked to people and they've said to you, this is how I created, a new sense of self. So, but people choose to believe what they want to believe about people. People are choosing to believe what they want to believe about people. So, that's a source you're trying to help somebody with. It's like not going along with the flow. Is knowing what inspires and what motivates you. Like when you feel like, okay, I don't know where to put all of this energy. I got all of this energy. What motivates me in a positive way? What motivates me? What can I create? Somebody's got a lot of energy. What can I create? What can I create? What can I create? Right. So here we have embodiment. So now is the time to make your mark in the world. You decide what feels right to you, embody your leadership power, and create your world out of your deepest desires, right? So somebody is highly creative. Highly has a lot of energy, but that's again, rising above the judgment. Rising above who's judging you, what somebody said about your past, and then you got to project that onto somebody else. Somebody say you got a Jezebel spirit. You say they got a Jezebel spirit. You bring that same energy into conversations. People are like, they ain't. I hear that a lot on social media. People are saying that. People are projecting that onto other people on social media. Like wow. And I'm saying that because we got water here in the cards. Like, when people are in other phases of their lives, it's easy to tell what pack people are running with based on conversations. When listening to people, it's like, what? Yeah. So something took off like wildfire. Something just went like, it just... Yeah, here's this right here. So this is creativity. This is creativity right here. Somebody is about to go back to their childhood and start remembering, okay, they used to like to write or paint or color or, knit or sew or write music or play instruments. Somebody's about to go back through their, just remembering, just a time of nostalgia. What did you like to do when you had all of this energy? When your parents say you sit yourself down somewhere, what did you like to create? Right? So that's where somebody is going back to from now on. Something about you is going back to a time of, innocence. Somebody's going back to that kind of time in their mind. Like, okay, let me reconnect with that inner child. Let me reconnect, with my own inner child. Yeah. And put some time into that. So that's going to be you and somebody putting some time into reconnecting with your own inner child, because something is very clear looking at your cards here. People know who's connected to whom. People know who's connected to whom. And that's what's becoming clearer and clearer, who's connected to whom. But that is what I'm seeing here in your cards. And I think that's it. Yeah. So that's going to be the good news. Somebody, it could be a younger person, is going to tell you. The younger person could be the one that's going to be connecting the dots for you. Because if you couldn't figure it out before, that's an indicator. Like I said before, that somebody need to get some stuff off their plate for real. It's just too much. It's like this right here, this judgment card lets me know that something was so deep, something generationally was so deep that it wasn't resolved, that somebody couldn't see something. But a younger person has to bring something back to you to say they were looking for you to see something yourself that you couldn't even see. You couldn't even see. That's why you're not judging anybody anymore, because it's just too much to it. It's way too much to judge. Just jumping on the bandwagon and judging. How come somebody didn't see this? How come they didn't know? How people are going to stop judging people. Rise above it and start praying for people. That's what this is here. That is what I'm seeing here in your cards, but that's what's coming to you. A younger person is going to come to you and almost to you look at you almost as like, how could you not have seen something? How could you not have known something? How could you not have seen something? Because again, somebody was around energies who were ruthless and they were just on go. Somebody was just on go. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Again, there's greatness in you. Somebody's going to reconnect with their inner child. You and somebody's going to reconnect with your inner child. And that's what you're going to spend a lot of time doing, creating something that's going to grow your money. All right? Bye.